Jay Tolosano here with the American Dream TV, Fairfield County, Connecticut. Today we come to you from the beautiful town of Westport, Connecticut, where we'll be meeting with our power player, Mikhail Faifman. Mikhail's team of real estate experts covers every town throughout this amazing community. Hey Mikhail.
Hi Jay, welcome to Westport.
Thank you so much.
Westport is known for its proximity to New York. It attracts New Yorkers who want to keep the high-profile jobs and want to enjoy and relax here and have families. Living in Westport is epitome of living the American dream.
This town really has a lot to offer, amazing amenities, and we know you'll tell us a little bit more about the town. We're going to head on over to one of your exquisite listings. Let's go.
We're standing on almost 8 acres of usable land and incredible riverfront, all within 5 minutes from town of Westport, which is nearly impossible to find. Just look at the magnificent landscape. This property dates back to 1763, when it was owned by the Coley family, which the section of town, Coleytown, was named after. Living here means being part of the real history, Westport history. The current owners, Walt and Judy, purchased this property and restored it for modern living while preserving the history that lies here. The most significant historical feature is this English hay barn built in 1811 and charming carriage house, which is right behind us over there. Many don't know that Westport was known as a creative haven in 1900s. Many famous musicians, artists, and authors like F. Scott Fitzgerald moved here to recharge and find inspiration. Judy, what brought you to Westport, and what specifically drew you to this home?
We were living in New York City, doing the city Hamptons routine, which got very tiring. So we decided to leave. We wanted, number one, an easy commute to the city, because we were both working there. An easy commute to New Haven, because subsequently I was working at Yale, but something that was special. We came over the summer of 1991. We decided to buy it, and lo and behold, after we cleared all the brush and everything, it's a beautiful compound. I would say one of the most significant factors was being part of history. There's a very strong legacy to this home, and we wanted to preserve that.
Can you tell us more about the history of this home?
The house was built in 1763 for Ebenezer Coley for his wedding gift. They were a very well-known family in this area, became known as Coleytown. So they lived here quite a long time, and then they sold the house to James Earl Fraser. So Fraser was a very well-known artist, and in fact, when he had this property, this area became like an artist colony. And then he sold it to another artist in 1923. So that artist's name is Kerr Eby. He loved the house so much, he named it Driftway. And he did etchings of the house, and we purchased 3 of them. So when Kerr Eby died, the house went to Ward Thorne, who was an inventor, and they lived here, he and his wife, until he died, and she deeded it to the Antiquarian Landmark Society.
Now that we know the history, can you tell us how you were able to preserve this house?
Well, the first thing we did was bring the old home up to code, but we kept everything architecturally intact. So we were very, very respectful of the history. But we added on a large addition to make it, more consistent with modern living. We were very thoughtful and respectful of the historical nature of the home, but also making it, comfortable for modern day living.
Obviously, you enjoyed this property for all these years, and living here was a heaven and retreat for you and your family. What is the message you would want to relay to the next owner?
Well, quite frankly, I would tell the future owner that they're very lucky to live in such an idyllic setting. I know that they would love it here. We haven't ever had anyone come here that hasn't loved the property. I would also hope that they would be proud of the historical legacy and maintain it and then make it their own. Westport's a wonderful town to live in. We brought our children up here. It has a lot to offer. And being in this home, it's as if you're in a retreat. So it's very close to town and close to the city, but you're in your own world.
Thank you so much for having us today. This is a very special home in a very special town. And that's a wrap on our first episode of the American Dream TV, Fairfield County, Connecticut. Jay Tolisano here with the American Dream TV, Fairfield County, Connecticut. Today we come to you from the beautiful town of Westport, where we'll be meeting with our power player, Mikhail Faifman, whose team of real estate experts covers the amazing towns throughout this community.